Late in games this year, you guys have been so good at taking care of the ball and getting shots up. I think you have a turnover late, and then Chris trying to get you the ball. Just kind of what happened on those two plays.
I think the turnover that I had, I came off the pick and roll, and I just tried to. It was the same pocket pass that I've been throwing. Miles Turner he just barely tipped it, and he's got a hand on it. It's a play that happens sometimes. That ball gets through, Brook is going for a dunk, you know what I mean? But it was a play that we always make. The ball gets there more times than not. He just made a good defensive play, got a hand on it. And the play with Chris, he got the ball on the inbound, and I was just running up the opposite slot. And, we didn't really have a play call, so I was standing opposite him, and I didn't know if he was going to attack or what. But he wanted to swing it to me into a step up, and I was kind of just in the middle. And when he threw it, Bruce Brown just shot the gap. I think it was Bruce Brown, and he got to it. And his transition, I think he missed it, and then they had somebody run, trail the play, and tip it in. So just two unfortunate plays.
In my head, we talked about you and Chris having that really good communication late. Just didn't happen this time around. Not communicating kind of what you guys are doing?
I mean, it wasn't really a moment for communication. They had just scored, and we just inbounded the ball and kind of brought it up. So it wasn't really much. It was I was just opposite him. And, it wasn't like we drew up the play or we talked about the play or nothing. But I can tell, I heard him say Dame. I heard him say my name. And then I kind of saw Brook right there, and I could see the action that it could be, like a swing and then a step up. I just didn't know. So, had I known that, I probably would have walked into my man, walked down and tried to, give him a better passing lane. But like I said, it's just an unfortunate play.
Jerome?
When we talk about in-season tournament, Final Four,
yeah,
Weber State, playing in college, being in the NCAA tournament, can you talk about the comparisons of the excitement and maybe, bring the fans in on what that felt like as a player to make it to this point at the first ever?
I think it was pretty cool to be a part of. Just it's an all or nothing situation, but it's not the end of the season. So it's not quite like the playoffs, but it's something to get up for. It's some new excitement, and it's a prize in the end that everybody's kind of hunting for. And then you look at the trip to Vegas, and they roll out the red carpet, just all of the different things that they've made of it. You get to be a part of it, and it's like, man, this is, it's pretty special. And, I think the atmosphere was what it was. It felt kind of like I don't know, I wouldn't say summer league vibe, but like when I played USAB, that's kind of how I felt. Just like the energy in the building felt like USA basketball in the summer, because the crowd was just so neutral. But, I mean, it was a good experience.
Benny?
Hey, Dame. I know you've been preaching patience from the start of the season. When you have a situation like this, do you use this as a measuring stick to say, okay, this is higher stakes, this is maybe what we need to work on down the line, or do you look at it and say this is game 23, 24, you don't try to make it bigger than what it is?
I think it's a little bit of both. Obviously we're not going to make it bigger than what it is because it's December. But I think it's one of those moments where it's like, it's not everything because we're going to continue to play, but we were playing to stay here, for the game Saturday. And, you want an opportunity to win the prize, and you want that for your younger teammates. You want to extend your week here and just continue to be a part of the event. So when something is on the line like that, the stakes are higher, and it's a good moment to test yourself and, see who you are when those moments come and how you're going to respond. But I would say that's really it. It's nothing more than that. I think more than anything, it's an opportunity for us to build from. It gives us something to build off of. I think in some of the games where we've struggled most, there's a lot of things that we can take away from it. And each of those games is very similar, in the areas that we struggled and the things that we didn't do well enough. So I would say that would be the main thing, but I wouldn't think too deep into it,
Any other questions? Thank you, Dame.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
So Tyrese, he did like the Dame time at the in the game. Being a vet, like when you see like the new kids doing that, or like NBA players looking up to you in that way, like how does that make you feel seeing like someone do that?
I mean, it's when you. I learned as a kid, when you dish it out, you got to be willing to take it. And for as many times as I've done it to people, I can't be upset when somebody else does it. You know what I mean? I think that's also a sign of respect and acknowledgement for knowing my history and knowing what I do. And I didn't mind it. Was what it was. I've also known that. When you having your moment, it's important to be careful and to be humble when you having your moments, because you just never know how the tables turn and when they're going to turn. So I respected it. I didn't think we shook hands after the game, and I wasn't moved by it left or right.
Great. Thank you.
So.